Saweetie just went off on Chris Brown after he leaked their private DM and exposed her for hooking up with him while she was still with Quavo. All this while people thought Quavo was the one cheating, but it turns out Saweetie been busting it open for all these other industry men. Chris and Quavo have been beefing with each other for years now, so the fact that Saweetie decided to sleep with him is real messed up. What's even crazier is Saweetie hasn't even bothered to deny the allegations that Chris has made about her sleeping with him, which only means it's true, and she doesn't want to trigger Chris into spilling more tea about their affair. And as if things couldn't get any messier, Quavo clapped back at Saweetie for sleeping with his nemesis, and Saweetie responded by also putting him on blast for still being in her DMs even after she's moved on. Child, this whole situation is a hot mess. Okay, so in case y'all somehow missed out on all the tea, Saweetie has been trending for all the wrong reasons after Chris Brown exposed her in his new song Weakest Link. The song was initially supposed to be a diss track against Quavo, but Saweetie was thrown into it as well when Chris bragged about sleeping with her while she and Quavo were still together. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Chris and Quavo have been beefing ever since Quavo went behind Chris's back to date his ex-girlfriend Karrueche. Chris and Karrueche dated between 2010 to 2015. However, after their nasty breakup, Karrueche started a relationship with Quavo in 2017. Even though Karrueche and Quavo have been broken up, it looks like Chris is still salty about the whole thing. Cause a few weeks ago, he dissed Quavo in his song Freak, on which he rapped, "Okay, now effing my old bees ain't gonna make us equal. Sipping that 1942, cause I don't do no Quavo. Freak B, she like the Casamigos, not the Migos. Can't pick who you sit by. F all that grown-ish, not finna fumble my bag for lil guys." Quavo wanted all the smoke because he responded to Chris just 24 hours later on his song Tinder, where he mocked Chris for trying to start this beef for clout. And he claimed that Chris was still pressed over Karrueche choosing him. He also accused Chris of being a raging crackhead and brought up the fact that Chris is a repeated DV offender. He rapped, "Call the B phone, she won't come home. Don't beat her up, it must be the need to cross out your plug. Tell me, lil bro, what's your issue? It's over a thought. You said it's bigger than that, but no, it's not. It's cause I be digging in that, it got him hot. I'm giving him respect, but I know you not. Yo be on my neck, yo be at the spot." After this whole back and forth, people really thought Chris was just gonna hang it up. But he actually responded to this in his song Weakest Link, and this time he also threw Saweetie into it when he alluded to sleeping with her while she was still with Quavo. He rapped, "What's all that boss issue talking? You ain't no huncho, man. You the weakest link out of your clique. Let's keep it 100. You effed my ex-girl, that's cool. I don't get no F, lil guy. Cause I effed your ex while you was still with her. B, I'm up, lil guy. I had her fiending about that D. There's something sweet about that ish." Oh, but that wasn't all, because Chris went on to disrespect Quavo even more when he said Quavo should have been the one to die instead of Takeoff. "Put you to bed, night-night, that's Sudafed. Show me that I'm tender B, time to prove what you just said. R.I.P. Takeoff, he the only real one, I got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody really wished it was you instead." Even though this feud was between Chris and Quavo, Saweetie was clearly dragged into it too, and she was not here for that at all. She responded to Chris by hinting and addressing everything Chris said in her new song, Nani. She said, "Let me go rewrite these Nani verses." But it looks like Saweetie isn't the only one who had something to say about Chris's diss track, because Quavo also responded just a few days later when he released his song Over HOEs and Bs. In the song, Quavo put Chris on blast for ruining his career by putting his hands on Rihanna. And even went as far as to claiming he's got a special bullet that he plans on keeping just to use on Chris. Child, not Quavo threatening to unalive Chris. Not only that, but he also called Chris a kid once again. He rapped, "You been effed your bag up when you punch Rhea in the face." Talking about fashion week, you sparing who? Come punch me in the face. It ain't nothing but a fade. You tried to beat up Tiana, but Usher wouldn't let you. The crack got him, Your Honor. Bipolar disorder, no wonder. You was the greatest guy, you fumbled. Going out sad. I'm watching you crumble. Why they got Quavo out here going back and forth with a singer that turned to a junkie? Quavo also went on to rap about how he doesn't care about the fact that Chris slept with Saweetie, and that basically he can go pick up any random model he wants and turn them into a second Saweetie. Basically saying ain't nothing that special about Saweetie and she's replaceable. Who gassed you up to put that out? Yeah, that was fishing, man. I can take a model B and make her Saweetie, man. Kid Michael Jackson B, you better it, man. At this point, Saweetie had enough of Chris and Quavo dragging her into their mess, and she decided to go in on Quavo by posting a screenshot of him being in her DMs since January. Apparently, Quavo has been in her DMs begging to have her back while he's out here trying to make it look like she's some replaceable girl he don't mind losing. She posted the screenshot on X and captioned it, "Hopefully the model he turns into me replies." So now, not only is Saweetie fighting Chris for putting her business out there, but she's also fighting Quavo for trying to disrespect her. And just when we thought things couldn't get no messier, Chris actually replied to Quavo again on IG by trolling him. He claimed the diss track that Quavo released was weak, and that Takeoff is still a better rapper than him. She said, "Google raps, talk that ish, poo. Damn." And I was excited. That ish don't even need a response. Takeoff rap better. Come on, Quavius. It's unclear exactly how long they're gonna keep dragging this beef on for, but one thing for sure is that Saweetie does not love how they keep throwing her under the bus. She was not here for Chris exposing her for sleeping with him, and definitely wasn't here for Quavo suggesting that she was replaceable. People also believe the reason why Saweetie never actually directed any of her responses at Chris is because he has some private videos that prove she was in bed with him, and she doesn't want to trigger him into releasing them. One person said, "Saweetie made a grand exit from Quavo. She meant to hurt him. She slept with the ops and best friend. It was intentional. No need to respond back to Chris Brown." Another person said, "I truly believe Quavo cheated on her multiple times and she decided to cheat back with Chris Brown. And maybe Offset. Dudes can do their dirt but can't take it when it's done to them. And if I was Saweetie, I would pretend Chris Brown doesn't exist. That man is unhinged." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Chris exposing Saweetie for messing with him while she was with Quavo? And do y'all think Saweetie is ever gonna address Chris? Or is she scared about what he might expose if she responds? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.